Nice track. Right, well, don't say we don't listen, Steve. We've had quite a lot of people, haven't we, requests for a Kirk Fletcher video, so that's what we're doing today, Kirk Fletcher episode. Before we launch into that, though, of course, please just give us a like or a comment, join in the discussion, subscribe, or go for a full power chord and do all three. I'm probably being very greedy there, but it really helps us out as a new channel.
Power chord to 2 notes, mate, not 3.
Oh, no, you could do 3. You can do 3 in a power chord. Don't give me that. You've ruined mine. You've ruined it.
I spoiled your flow now, haven't I?
Ruined it now as well. Anyway, Kirk Fletcher. Shows what I know, doesn't it? Theory. Whatever. Kirk Fletcher, for whatever reason, really wasn't on my radar, to be honest. And so I've been listening and enjoying catching up on his back catalogue, really. And something I'm going to be doing a little bit more is having a good listen to Kirk Fletcher. So what is it that draws you, Steve, into Kirk Fletcher's music and particularly his playing, obviously?
I think it's just the variety, kind of the different influences in his playing. Obviously, blues at times gets kind of labelled as 3 chords, and that's fine. That's why I absolutely love that. But there's an awful lot of influences in Kirk Fletcher's music, you know.
Okay.
You look at his background. I believe his father was a Baptist minister, so he grew up in church, gospel. You hear that in his playing a lot. Wealth of experience when you look at the people he's played with, from great bands like the Fabulous Thunderbirds. More recent years, he's done a lot of backup stuff for Joe Bonamassa. But in his own right, his own albums are just phenomenal blues albums.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed them, I have to say. Yeah. You hear a lot of, I think, you know, I'd mentioned to you before, and a lot of Robert Cray. You do hear a bit of B.B. King in there as well.
Definitely.
But the Robert Cray stuff really came out to me as a bit of a Robert Cray fan many moons ago. You know, that I could hear that influence within what he was doing, definitely. Yeah,
you can. And I remember you being a Robert Cray fan. And when I first heard Robert Cray, I absolutely loved what I heard. It was something live, and I bought one of his albums, and I kind of wanted more soloing.
Yeah,
which was
I know what you mean.
My failing, not Robert Cray's failing. But with Kirk Fletcher, it's very guitar up front, which is great because I love guitar, but just brilliant songwriting.
Yeah.
So you will hear shed loads of influences, whilst obviously sounding like Kirk Fletcher.
No, absolutely. You hear a lot of influences. I think you mentioned one was Prince, which came out. Didn't it?
A few. All of his albums are worth checking out, but the 2 particular that we were going to talk about is Hold On.
Right, yeah, I've been listening quite a bit to that
one. And his latest one is called My Blues Pathway, but Hold On, there's a song on there, which is actually Hold On, actually, which reminds me of Diamonds and Pearls.
Diamonds and Pearls,
Prince era kind of stuff, which might be the gospel influence, I don't know. But,
probably.
But phenomenal. So whoever you are, expand your horizons, I would say...
go along with that,
Whoever you're listening to, whoever your favourite players are, go back and find out who their favourite players are.
So not what they're influenced by, but what that influence was influenced by as well, really, isn't it? It's taking it back out of the... Yeah,
definitely. Because that's obviously shaped their playing. And you're missing something if you're not going back and finding those things, you know. So.
No, it's enjoyable as well to do that little bit of digging, isn't it? And go down that little path.
Yeah.
And I think as well it gives you something different that you can build on. Rather than just being influenced by someone who was influenced, actually go back to the source and go through, and you can see where the influences come from, and I think you can do something with that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think so, and obviously the more, I think as guitar players, and I know you've never classed yourself as flat out just a guitar player, but we can get a bit obsessive. I know I certainly have in the past, and I'll listen to the same guitar player to my detriment at times over and over again.
Yeah.
But eventually it works itself out, and all those influences hopefully come out.
Yeah.
But definitely jazz, gospel is not music I really listen to, but I know I listen to it artists that are very influenced, like Derek Trucks. You know how much of Derek Trucks fan I am.
Yeah.
Big gospel influence in his playing. So yeah, just expand your horizons, I would say.
Yeah. That's sounding like the title of the video,
actually,
Steve.
isn't it? Yeah.
Doesn't it? Expand your horizons.
Yeah, you'd think I'd almost plan that, wouldn't you? But
yeah, there is that feel about it. Subtle, Steve.
Yeah, thank you.
It's all right.
What I thought we'd have a look at now is a track off of Hold On called The Answer.
Okay.
Which is a stray away from just normal 3-chord blues.
Yeah.
There's
some nice chords.
Twist in there.
There are some lovely chords that are in his stuff, actually.
So we'll make an attempt at sounding like The Answer.
Okay.
And then move on from there.
All right, we'll get set up for that and we'll launch into that.
Something like that.
Something like that. A couple of small mistakes in there by me, Steve. And I'm only playing 4 chords. No, 5.
Tradition.
Cheek. There's so rude.
I'm sure there was something. If only we had the lost footage, Jeff.
Oh, no, don't go back there. Let's not go there. If Brett's watching, let's not go there. Okay.
So, yeah, beautiful set of chords, you know, just that little twist of...
No, I love that.
Gorgeous, yeah?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Nice jazz influence in there, you know. So.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I know Kirk Fletcher was a big Cornell Dupree fan.
Okay.
For me, growing up, my dad got me into Kenny Burrell, so...
Yeah, Chitlin Con Carnes.
Yeah, similar sort of a nice introduction into jazz.
Yeah.
Without freaking you out as a teenage boy.
Yeah.
So definitely go out, listen to some of those influences.
Oh, absolutely, I think it's you know, I can cope with jazz up to a point, Steve. I like, sort of the big band jazz and that kind of period. I like traditional jazz, and I do like the Kenny Burrell stuff as well, to be honest. So, and that you can hear, like you said, just those influences again coming through.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about, is that influence. And
nice, definitely. It shapes your playing, more of those different kind of sounds you can get in, or influences you can get in your playing. What I want to say about My Blues Pathway, which is his latest album, is an eye-opener for me for composition of blues.
Okay.
I've kind of always struggled a bit when it comes to writing blues songs, not solos and things, but actually songs. For what it took me quite a while to the light bulb to go on.
What was the sticking point?
Trying to do things that haven't been done before, when rather than listen to the greats, listen to the standards, things like The Thriller's Gone, things like that, and Struggle for Grace that we kind of opened with. Is basically the progression from The Thriller's Gone in a different key.
Yeah.
So take those standards, put your own little twist on it, but don't try and go...
too far.
Yeah. Because
reinvent the wheel.
We as blues fans want to hear. We want,
there is
familiarity.
That. Yeah, absolutely. Familiarity is definitely one of those things, isn't it? And also the roots of where it's from and the tradition of where it's from and the appreciation of where it's from as well is so important. I think, to go too far sometimes is almost... Is it wrong? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I understand exactly what you mean by that.
Yeah, I mean, you've got obviously artists like Robin Ford, for example, will go, there's much more of a jazz influence and will go further.
Yeah.
But is an immensely talented musician and kind of knows how to do that.
I find that helps.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely both of those albums, fantastic. They should be on your regular playlists. As a presenter of a blues show, Jeffrey. But what I would say before we play something to finish off, we're going to do a separate video chunks on Kirk Fletcher rhythm playing. You can't talk about Kirk Fletcher without mentioning he's flat out one of the best rhythm players.
No, you were saying that just about him, yeah.
I think it's really useful when you're in a blues band and you're used to playing those kind of things, in the background.
This time, let's do it with sound.
Should we do it with volume?
Yeah.
Good idea. So you might spend...
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You might, I don't know, if you've got a soloist who wants to solo for a long time, you might be doing that for 7-8 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
So Kirk Fletcher's brilliant at all these kind of little...
Just something more interesting, yeah.
Bits and pieces
Keep
that
you
can
breathing.
add. Compings. Yeah,
keep you
exactly.
alive.
Yeah,
because there is that, isn't it? It's just through and through and through sometimes, and it is nice to get that. I think it's nice to get a feel for that when you're listening to a piece of music as well. It doesn't fall into... I know we talked about tradition, but it's nice to hear flavour as well. So it's still within the tradition, but it's just that, you're spicing it up a little bit.
Yeah,
but you're not going nuts.
No, it's obviously taste, and I think I've mentioned this before. I know, listening to an interview with Kirk Fletcher recently, he said the thing he's learned to do more than anything is edit himself.
Right. Take out stuff.
When to do, he's technically got the ability to play many more notes, but quite often
absolutely, yeah.
very simple,
no, I mean,
very,
that's,
and that's something that takes a long time to learn. I'm still learning it at times. You think, shut up, why did you just do that?
I think that's a bit of a guitarist issue, or any instrument, to be honest. When you're into it that much, you kind of want to explore it, but you can lose the music sometimes and the musicality with that.
Yeah, I think being a singer helps, I think, which we both know I am not.
No, I can testify to that.
that can help, I think, knowing when you don't want the guitarist to be playing.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
But just so we'll do another video on his rhythm playing.
You learn that when you've been in bands and things, don't you? When to leave more space.
Generally, when you're getting glared at by the rest of your band.
Yeah, that's right. Shut up. Oh, great. So before we play out, what are we playing out with?
With kind of a song off of Hold On called Got It Right. I think it's the first song off of there, so kind of a flavour of that, which is a little grittier, still quite a slow blues, but a little grittier. It's fantastic.
Nice. So before we do that, it's my duty as always to please ask that you subscribe if you can, to like, to comment, to get involved, to let us know what you want from the channel, who you'd like to see us cover, styles and so forth. And we've got those chunks that will come out, which will be a little bit of that as well, plus some other little stuff that you can maybe sit down, just small manageable bits to learn and to add to your repertoire. So we've got a few episodes coming up. I know we're going to be looking at Freddie King at some point. We're going to be looking at gifts for guitarists.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting one.
It is. You buying me a gift?
No, I'm absolutely not buying you anything. But thank you for the bar choppers today, Steve. That was very nice. Gifts for guitarists is tough, I think, for someone. It is a bit of a minefield, and you can get a lot of junk. Ends up a bit Father's Day, it can be a tie or a handkerchief or a pair of socks. With a guitar on,
You've been bought a tie or
no, I've never been. I think
Jane has got better taste.
She's trained well there.
She is going to watch this. Yeah,
she'll kill me now. Gonna kill me. But she knows. That's not for me. And we're also going to have a look at some travel acoustics as well coming up. So because there's something I've been looking at is a travel acoustic. So I thought I'm going to do a little bit of a preamble on that and get some people's input onto maybe what I've missed off my shortlist before I splash down the money. Yeah.
You don't like doing that.
No, if I can help it. Anyway, that's all coming up next time. So thanks for watching. We're going to play out with, what was it called again?
Got It Right.
Yeah, excellent.